Hey, what's up? Welcome to a new reading vlog. So this is gonna be, I think, just a few days. I'm gonna see like how much I can read before the end of October, because it is currently, I'm sitting on my phone. It's currently Monday, October 28th, 5:47 p.m. I just finished reading The Diviners by Libra. If you want to know all my thoughts about this book, check out my last reading vlog. But yeah, also let's talk about how I didn't go to work today. I needed a mental health day. I literally had a breakdown on Saturday when I was at work. Listen, I was not caught up with the retail life, and right now unfortunately that's where I have to be, where I'm at this point in my life. So I need to like deal with it. But I had to take a mental health day today because my mind, no, I literally broke down on Saturday. So obviously I had Sunday off, but I needed like 2 days off in a row to just like collect myself, and that's what I've done these past 2 days. But yeah, anyways, let's talk about books. In this video I'm gonna be focusing again, like trying to finish On Medieval by Sarah Rees Brennan. I'm on page 164, chapter 14. So I'm hoping to finish this by Wednesday night because I have Halloween day off. So I want to read Macbeth by William Shakespeare, a little play. Also accidentally like bought like an Amazon version of it. Like it seems like it's like a self-published, but I don't understand how this works because it's William Shakespeare. Anyway, so yes, I want to read Macbeth. This will be a reread because I read this in college. Not in college, I read this in high school. What am I talking about? I read this in high school. So, and the reason I want to read Macbeth is because I then want to read Lady Macbeth by Ava Reid. Don't know too much about this. Just know it focuses on Lady Macbeth from Macbeth. So I want to reread this to refresh my memory of what happened in this book and then read this. So I'm hoping we'll see what happens if I can read this on Halloween day, both these books. Wish me luck. But that's the plan for this reading vlog. I don't think I'm gonna read anymore the rest of the day. Maybe I will like a little bit before bed. Maybe I'll read like a little bit more of Long Medieval, but I think I'm mainly gonna focus on this when I'm on the train/bus going to and from work and other times. But the next 2 days I'm gonna be focusing on this book right here. So that's what we got planned, and wish me luck that I can read all these books that I want to read this week. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys again later once I have some sort of updates. Okay, so let's do an update. First off, happy Halloween. It's October 31st. It's 3:40 p.m. And yeah, so I wanted to do an update on Long Live Evil by Sarah Reese Brennan. First off, I realized that in this vlog I haven't given a synopsis of what this book is about. So basically we are following Ray, and she lives like in the modern world, in the current world, and she's currently sick. She has some form of cancer, and someone goes up to her while she's in the hospital and tells her that she can go into this fantasy book world, and if she gets this flower, if I remember correctly, if she gets this flower thing, I forgot what she has to do after that, but if she gets it, she can wake up back in her world, in the modern world, and be cured. If not, I'm pretty sure if she fails like this mission, I think she dies like in the real world, and I think in the fantasy world as well. So she agrees to do it. She ends up in this her favorite fantasy book series world, and she is the villain. She's in the body of the villain, and now she's trying to like accomplish this, trying to get this flower thing so she can get back to her world and be cured. So thoughts so far. So I'm at the halfway mark, so I decided something that's like a really good point to like do an update. So I'm on page 218, but to start chapter 19. And my thoughts so far, at the beginning I was enjoying it. I really like Key, who is Ray's, aka Rahela's. That's the Lady Rahela. That's the character that Ray is. So I like him just because everything that he says is just like so out of pocket. Yeah, he's just like so down to just like unalive everyone. That's like his thing. Like, he loves it. So he like says wild things about like unaliving people, and Ray's just like calm down. But besides that, like in general, I feel like, I don't know, this is gonna sound weird. Where is that coming from? Anyways, this is gonna sound weird because this is a fantasy book, but I'm not getting very fantasy vibes from it. I don't know, I'm not getting fantasy vibes from it, but it's not like I'm getting like a contemporary feel for it either. But I guess it just doesn't feel like high fantasy. I don't know, I just don't feel like this is very fantasy, even though it is. I know that makes absolutely no sense. And then right now I kind of feel like the story, well, before the last chapter that I read, I felt like the story was like getting like a little bit slow, but something just happened, so I'm hoping that things are gonna pick up a little bit and maybe we'll get more fantasy. And then when it comes to the other characters, I do like, I think his name is the Cobra, because there's something about him that we found out, and I'm just like intrigued about him, and want to know if there's other people like him in this world that she has found herself in. But yeah, I'm hoping that the story picks up a little bit more, and it's a little bit more like high pace, because I don't know, I'm not really vibing too much with it right now. I would like to point out, not to point out, just like acknowledge it, acknowledge this, because I went on Goodreads and I started reading some reviews because I wanted to know if how other people felt about it. And someone said this book was definitely an experience, still trying to decide if it was a pleasant one. That's like the first part of the review, and I'm like, I can see why they said that. I can't explain to you why, but I can see why they said that. And yeah, I'm just hoping that it like picks up a bit more. Also, somebody said, this person rated it 4 stars, but they said this was weird. I don't believe this is a good book. That's like the first sentence of their review. And I didn't want to read too much more of it because I didn't want to get spoiled for anything. But I don't know, something about that review, I'm like, but that part of the review, like, it is giving weird, especially this one scene that I read. Weird. I can't tell you what it is because obviously this is a spoiler-free vlog, but weird. Like, what is happening here? What is going on? And you know what, I think maybe that's the scene that made me start thinking like that it took away from the fantasy feel. I think that may have been it. It like took me out of the story. Now that I'm starting to think about it, I think that's what did it. So hopefully there aren't any more scenes like that, because that was weird. It's in, I think it was in chapter 18, so if you've read the book and you know what I'm talking about, like, what was that? Anyways, I'm gonna hop back into this, try and read some more. I have the audiobook for it because I had a good amount of Audible credits, and according to the audiobook, I'm listening to it at 1.7 times speed. So I have like 4 hours and 51 minutes left in the book, so we'll see if I get like invested enough to like continue reading and finish this today. I'm hoping to finish this today. I know I mentioned earlier, like in my first clip in this vlog, that I wanted to finish this by yesterday night. Didn't happen, so I still have half of the book left. So now I'm hoping to finish it and then read Macbeth, because that's a play and it's not a super long book. I think it's not even 100 pages, so I'm hoping to at least do that, so then maybe tomorrow I could start reading Lady Macbeth. And then obviously tomorrow's November 1st, so I was hoping to get all these books done by the end of October, but that's not gonna happen now. Life happened, so here we are. Anyways, yep, I'm gonna get back into this and I'm gonna keep updating you guys on my thoughts about this book. So yeah. Okay, let's talk about Long Live Evil by Sarah Reese Brennan, right? Yeah, Sarah Reese Brennan. 3 stars. It was okay. There were certain things that I enjoyed about the book, but I felt like the pacing was really slow. Yeah, I felt like it took a long time to like for things to get going, and then by the time it did get going, I wasn't really that invested in what was happening. But the ending made it a little bit interesting, because basically, like I said before, like this what this book is about is Ray ends up in this book fantasy world that she loves, but it turns out that I don't know how to say this without spoiling the ending. Turns out that certain things that she thought happened in the book didn't happen exactly how she thought happened. That's all I'm gonna say about it, because I really don't want to spoil the ending for you, because I didn't see the ending coming. But also, by the time I got to the ending, I wasn't like invested in the book anymore. Yeah, I really felt like it took a really long time to get to like for the plot to really get going, and like I said, by the time the plot started to pick up a bit, I wasn't invested in the book anymore. Character wise, I found Key really interesting, but just because he like I said before, I'm pretty sure I said this before in this vlog, so many things that he says is so out of pocket. It's just like, are you okay, dude? Obviously he's not okay. So yeah, I like a lot of the things that he says. It's just like, what's happening, Key? So I enjoyed his character, but I felt like maybe if we had been in his POV, maybe I would have been able to like his character more. But I understand why we weren't in his POV. Not gonna say why, because it might, no spoilers, but I understand why we weren't in his POV. But so maybe, no, I'm not gonna say that either, because I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, I understand why we weren't in his POV, but I wish that we had gotten to know him, or like, I don't know, I wish I was able to like get more attached to him, because I felt like I could have enjoyed his character more, but I didn't. When it comes to Ray, I think she's a fine character. There wasn't anything about her that I really loved, and she's our main character, so there's that. The king, there wasn't anything special about him. Did like the Cobra a bit. I liked him a little bit. Also, oh my god, that one scene, I forgot what that one weird scene that happened in this book. I'm not gonna say what it was, but it was so weird. Yeah, if you read this book, then you know what I'm talking about. And then, okay, so now I'm thinking that maybe in book 2, now that certain things have happened, I'm thinking that maybe now, like the second book will be more plot driven versus world building. Even though I felt like I didn't learn, maybe because I wasn't paying 100% attention, maybe that's why I feel like I didn't learn that much about this world. But I think now certain things have been put in place that I think that maybe the second book will be a little bit more interesting, and the plot will start to thicken a bit more. But I don't know. Not sure if I'm gonna pick up the next book in the series. I'm thinking maybe I'll give it a chance, just because you never know, like maybe the second book will be better. I don't know, man. And there's no way to like ask anyone because the second book isn't out yet. This came out this year. Yeah, so those are all the thoughts that I had on Long Live Evil. Like I said, I gave it 3 stars, like a solid 3-star. Like, I felt like this book wasn't like a bad book, but I felt like it had so much potential and it could have given so much more that it didn't. So it isn't like something that I like fell in love with, that I think is like a great book. So it's a 3-star. But again, it's not something that I felt like was like, I don't think it's a bad book either. It's just a 3-star. So yeah, let me know down below if you have read Long Live Evil and what you thought about it. This is not the end of this vlog, but it's the end of this book. It's the end of the show of the history mix. I don't know what that made me think of that. But I think I'm gonna vlog this entire week because it's Sunday currently. Sunday, November 20, wait, what? 3rd. I was thinking at the time, it's 5:28. I got confused. So the next book is Macbeth by William Shakespeare. This is gonna be a reread for me. I read this in high school. And this is a play. So it shouldn't take me too long to read, and also it's 94 pages, so I feel like it shouldn't take me too long to read this. So hopefully I get this done soonish. And then after I finish Macbeth, I'm gonna read Lady Macbeth by Ava Reid. This book isn't crazy long either. Let's see how many pages this is. It's 295 pages, so it's not crazy long. So hopefully also this doesn't take me crazy long to read. And hopefully I can get these 2 books done by the end of this week. But who knows, because my work schedule this week is a little bit insane. And by that I mean for retail, it's a little bit insane. I think I'm working like 24 hours this week. Again, I know people work 40 hours. But I feel like for retail's a whole different like beast. So I feel like for retail that's a lot, especially because I'm part-time. I'm only supposed to work 20 hours, but I'm working 24, possibly more, because it always happens that I'm scheduled for a certain time and then I never leave at that time. I end up leaving like 1, 2, 3 hours later. Like on Friday I was supposed to leave at noon, left at 3 p.m. Yeah, so that's the update for now, and I'll update you guys again once I started on Macbeth, which most likely won't be tonight, maybe tomorrow. But I'm working 12 to 8 p.m. tomorrow, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. Okay, let's talk about Macbeth by William Shakespeare. So, where do I start? Let's start with, when I first started this, I was just reading it physically. And one day I was on the bus reading this, on my way back home from work, and I texted my friend Kalani. I was like, don't know what's happening, don't know what's going on. Yeah, so she was like, my friend Kalani was like, you need to be listening to the audiobook to be able to understand what's going on a bit more. I did that. I was able to follow a bit more about what was happening, but there are still things that I'm like not really sure like what was going on. There were still points where I was like, I'm guessing just here for the vibes, don't really know what's happening. But I'm starting to wonder if when I read this in high school, well, first off, it's easier to understand like books like this when you're reading it for school, because like obviously your teacher is like, I'm like, is there a fight going on outside? Obviously like your teacher is like explaining certain things, explaining the language, explaining what certain things mean, so obviously you have a better understanding about what's going on. Reading it on my own, I'm like, I don't really follow. But see, the thing is that I could have also read like the no fear version of it, but I didn't want to do that because which is like a simplified version of like the older English that's used in the book, and the way that Shakespeare wrote it, like in the older English, it's like a simplified version, so like you couldn't understand what's going on. But I feel like those kind of take away from the story, because I've read the no fear version of A Midsummer Night's Dream, and I feel like, and I didn't really like it, and I feel like it's because I've read the simplified version, so it takes away a bit of of the essence, I guess, of it, so it doesn't feel as like, I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't feel as like big and dramatic as it was intended to be, because it's simplified. So yeah, also I'm starting to think, while I was reading it, I'm like, did I like the book, the book play when I was in high school, or did I really like the movie? Because I'm starting to like remember that we watched the movie of Macbeth after we read it, so I'm like, did I like the book before watching the movie, or I don't remember. It was so long ago. That was back in, I think, 2006, so that was a while ago. I don't remember. So I'm not gonna rate it this time. Oh, because yeah, I don't know, I feel like I had a better experience reading the first time, because I had, you know, all the explanation and like discussions in class, so I feel like that added more to it, and that's why I enjoyed it more, and because I could follow more about what was going on, which is this time. But also I always forget, so in just stay with me, okay? So in Beauty and the Beast, the animation, I think it's in the whatever, so in the song, the mob song, there's a line in the song that is from this book, and I always forget. I'm like, I know that line is I knew it was from a Shakespearean play, but I always forget which one it is, which is weird because I've always said that Macbeth is my favorite like Shakespearean play. So yes, I always forget that it is. I always kept forgetting it's from Macbeth, but now I know, it's ingrained in me now that it's from Macbeth. And as soon as I find it, and it's Lady Macbeth that says this line. So it's, the line on the book is, "But screw your courage to the sticking place. And in the mob song is, "Grew your courage to the sticking place. We're counting on God's son to lead the way." So now I have it here underlined. And yeah. Also, I think I mentioned, I think it was in this vlog, how I was like talking about like what I remember from the book when I read it in high school. And I was talking about somebody getting stabbed and then them being like, oh, he died like a hero, because I can't remember if it was stabbed in the front or the back. It was the front. So there was Malcolm's son that was killed, and Ross is like, "Your son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt." And it says like a little bit further, "But like a man he died." And then Seward, he says, "Had he his hurts before?" And Ross says, "I," on the front. So I'm pretty sure that's what I was thinking about, that they were talking about how, yeah, it makes sense, because he didn't die. Like if he had died running away, he would have been stabbed in the back, but he died fighting, so he was stabbed in the front. So that's why they were saying like he died like a soldier's death, or like he died like a man. You know. And of course everyone remembers the line from Lady Macbeth, "Out damn spot," because she feels like so guilty about having, I forgot the guy's name, the guy that they killed him, about killing him. So she's like sleepwalking, and she's like consistently like washing her hands, and she like keeps seeing like blood on her hands. She's trying to get it out and it won't get out. So yeah, I feel like everyone like knows that from Macbeth. So yeah, of course remember that. Talk about the audiobook a little bit. So that was, it felt like just like listening to a play, because it was like sound effects and all that. It was like drums. The actors were really acting. They were really like, you know, saying their lines and all that. So it felt like you were just like listening to a play. But again, because of like the older English, it's hard to understand exactly what they're talking about most of the time. But I'm glad I reread it, and maybe I'll watch the movie again, because maybe that will give me a better understanding and refresher of what this book is about, because like I keep saying, the old English is hard to understand for me. So so this is gonna be the end of this video. I just want to be done with this video, and I think I have like a decent amount of footage. So basically this vlog, obviously you already see what happened. Finishing reading Long Live Evil, and then picking this up and finally finishing it. Why did it take me so long? Okay, it took me so long to finish this just because I was a bit discouraged to keep picking it up, because I was like, I don't really know what's happening. And also I'm still like trying to adjust to working retail again and working out, like pretty much doing everything, like working and coming home and not having energy, not having energy to do other things, like honestly, like anything, like even like making food or editing or reading or anything like that. I like have zero energy, so I'm having trouble like adjusting and trying to figure out just like work life balance in general. So, and also on top of that, looking for a full-time job, because I feel like retail just takes more energy out of me, because it's such a extroverted job and I'm so introverted that it just like completely drains me like each time I have a shift. So yeah, it's a lot, and I'm trying to get myself, trying to figure out how to like do things, continue doing things that I love, like reading and filming videos. And I don't really love the editing, but you know, how to get done, and that and like posting my videos. So it's some adjustments need to be made, and yeah, I'm trying to figure it all out. But yeah, that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna try to post a little bit more consistently because I know that there was the video I posted before this one, and then the video before that, there was like a 3-week what? It like a 3-week. What am I saying? What am I trying to say? From one video to the next, to the last video that I posted, it was 3 weeks that I hadn't posted. So I don't want that to be a thing. I want to be consistently posting. So I'm gonna work on it. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I start to get into a groove. And let me just stop rambling. Okay, sorry. Okay, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and especially if you made it to the end of this video. Subscribe if you would like. I would really appreciate it. And also if you would like this video or comment or whatever. Also, let me know if you have read Macbeth like as an adult and how you feel about it, and if you could wrap your mind around what was happening. So again, bye. I'll catch you guys here next time on Yari. Hearts, books. Bye.